Okay, hello everybody. I'm going to show you how to make a hydrograph using Google Sheets. Here are our three columns that we are going to use to create this graph. We have the time, which goes the day followed by the time in 100 hours, 24-hour clock. We have rainfall measured in millimeters. There isn't a great deal. And then we have river height. Hydrographs often show discharge. However, the data we have here shows the height of the river. Basically, the height of the river will obviously change as discharge increases. So it will work for our hydrograph here. So we got three columns of data. There's quite a lot of data points, and this would take. Well, let's have a look. There's 120. This would take a lot of time if we did it by hand, and it takes much less time doing it on the computer. So here we go. We're going to cover all the section, all the data that we're going to use for our climate graph. For our hydrograph. So it's all in blue, and then we go to Insert, Chart. And here we go. It's going to ask for chart types. If you've seen my tutorial about making a climate graph, this is very similar. So we go to chart type again, and we need bars and we need a line again, just like a climate graph. There we go. So there gives us a preview of what our graph's going to look like. There's our river height. There's our rainfall. Here's our x-axis. Right, we're going to have to split up the y-axis to show two different scales. Well, you don't have to, but maybe it'll make the graph look better. Or we can just keep it the same here, and it will read like so. Let's have a look. So let's give it a title, and we got hydrograph for river Y. Whoops, Y, wrong type of Y, on 28/10/98, long time ago. So let's have a look. We're going to deal with our horizontal axis first. So what can we change in there? We can change the title of the axis. We don't need to, because it's taking the title from the sheet. And then we can change the slant of our labels, like so. I think I'm going to stick with 30 degrees. It looks quite good. And then obviously you can change a number of things based on the way you want it to look. Then we can go to the left vertical axis, and we can put in the title, and we might want to put river rainfall by millimeter. There we go. We can put in minor grid lines if you like. I'm not going to now, but you can play around with that. And then we're going to have a look at our data. We're going to have a look at rainfall. There we go, and we can play around with that. We can change the color of the bars if need be, and change the general way in which it looks again. If we go back up and we have a look at river height, then we can do the same with that. Now then, what we need to do is we now have to go to river height, and then click that over to the right axis. So there we go. Remember that? Rainfall we looked at just now. Now we're looking at river height, and we can shift it to the right axis, and if you look, it has come up over there. So we can go back up and give that a title, and now we can click on right vertical, and that can be called river height, and that is in meters. And there we go, it's updated there. Now, like I said, we start off with one axis, and that worked very well. The only difference this has made is you got two axes, so you have to be careful when you're reading it. But what it has done, it's provided two different scales, so it's more presentable and it's easier on the eye, and we can read the bars a little bit easier than we could when they were all small and kind of down below the 1 level. So that's basically our hydrograph there, and we can insert this, and then if you like you can copy and paste it into a Google Doc, and then you can annotate it to show on the lag time, which is the peak rainfall, the difference between the peak rainfall and the peak discharge, and so on and so forth. So that's how you create a hydrograph using Google Sheets. I hope you enjoyed.